everyone. How are you? Kristen Norris here from Shaper World Coaching. I hope you're having a great day, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are in our world. I wanted to share with you something today that I felt inspired to share. I took notes on my phone, so I'm just bringing it up so I can remember what I wanted to speak about specifically on the words of it. I woke up this morning and I was laying there thinking, and it was really interesting. Part of what came to me was just this deep desire, deep inner, I have to do this feeling of wanting to speak with each of you about the divine feminine. But specifically about the divine feminine and her role, the divine feminine energy's role, and also your feminine energy within you when it comes to manifesting, when it comes to being able to receive your dreams, to make things happen, law of attraction, and all that good stuff. Because there's something that doesn't always get spoken about, which is that, I'm sorry, I'm tired today, which is that a huge part of the divine feminine's role is to be able to help you to receive. Now, it's something I speak about a lot with my clients. It comes up quite often. And part of why it comes up is I have my own journey, my own healing and empowerment journey and experience with all of this. And that's part of why my clients, the amazing, incredible women, I am here to help and to support as a part of your soul empowerment journey in the world. Part of why you and they are even drawn to me is because there are things about my journey and also about my energy, about the woman I am, the soul I am, the frequency my energy vibrates at, that something within you is and are and will be attracted to. There's something about it that is pulling you in, that is drawing you. And part of that is recognition. At a soul level, your soul recognizes that there are things about me and my journey that not only relate to who and where you are, but also where you would like to be and where you are going. So speaking about the divine feminine, this is something I know really well, not only through and with all of my different training and the techniques I'm trained in and tools I have available to be a part of the incredible team helping you, because it's not just me, it's also my spirit guides, your spirit guides who come into sessions and so forth. And you saying yes to yourself. It's not just that, it's also that there's something deeper going on in a big picture level. So when it comes to the divine feminine, something that doesn't always get spoken about is the divine feminine's role when it in your feminine energy within you. And by the way, it doesn't matter whether a man or a woman, young, old, whatever part of the world you're from, whatever your belief systems are, everyone has, you have, I have, everybody has, all living things have masculine and feminine energy within you. The feminine energy is primarily housed on the left side of the body. On the right side primarily is your masculine. Sorry, I'm tired. But I'm going. So when it comes to manifesting and law of attraction and being able to receive and achieve and experience your dreams, to make your goals and your dreams and your desires happen for you, your wishes in real, tangible, practical terms, something that doesn't always get spoken about is the role the divine feminine has to play in and with and through all of this. Well, a huge part of it is that the divine feminine and your feminine energy within you is there to help you to be able to receive. If you think about the womb, so obviously this is maybe going to connect more if you think about for women, but men do have this also, your own version of it. But for women, most of us can immediately picture and think of the womb in your body. Your uterus, obviously connected by ovaries and a part of your sexual organ and sexual energy system within you. Well, if you think about your womb, you could perhaps compare that to being like a cauldron, right? Cylindrical, beautiful. You can put whatever you like into it. It houses things for you. Emotions, your desires, your wishes, your dreams, your thoughts, your worries, some of your fears. Whatever you put into that cauldron, a lot like the womb, it's a container. It's a container space for you. And when it comes to law of attraction and manifesting things and making your dreams happen in real, tangible, practical terms, so you experience it in your everyday life and world, if you take that analogy and that metaphor of the womb space being like a cauldron and that feminine energy there, whatever you would like to receive when it comes to law of attraction, manifesting, and so on, that is where the energy of what you would like to experience will come into for you. And with that womb or cauldron analogy, that container that the divine feminine and your feminine energy does for you within you when it comes to the law of attraction or manifesting process on an energetic level, the energy of your wishes, desires, and dreams will go into that feminine space for you. And again, you can think about it like a womb or cauldron, some sort of container, and that is the feminine. So the feminine's, part of the feminine's role when it comes again to manifesting your dreams and desires, when it comes to things like law of attraction, is that she holds that container space for you to be able to receive your dreams, to be able to receive and experience your goals, your wishes, and your desires happening for you in everyday, real, tangible terms. So what happens when you're doing law of attraction, you're doing the energy work, you're going through that manifestation process, and things just aren't happening for you? You're feeling blocked, they're not moving. One of the most common areas for men and women, but again, my clients are women. I'm here to help and support women in the world. And with and through that, there's a knock-on effect. Everyone in your life and world, when you receive help, support, empowerment, there is a positive, tangible, almost like a domino effect that happens in this beautiful, positive effect for all of those around you. Well, anyway, with all of that in mind, what happens when you, amazing, incredible woman, sitting there thinking about this, watching this video, you're realizing that there are areas and spaces in your life and world where it feels like you might be getting blocked, where things like manifesting your dreams just haven't been happening, where your worries and fears keep popping up. Where when things like law of attraction, for example, this is just one example, whether or not you believe in law of attraction and manifesting, however you phrase it, what's going on an energetic level deep within, when you're doing all the work, you're doing all the things, and you're experiencing on your end of it that it's like your dreams and desires just aren't happening for you. Things are not progressing. They're not going forward in the way, in the direction that you would like them to be. Well, a huge issue that not everyone speaks about and what can often be at the core and the root of why your dreams are not happening, why things like manifesting isn't working, why you're not experiencing your dreams and desires and goals, is that there can be a very beautiful, incredible, powerful part of you that just doesn't feel safe or doesn't feel comfortable about the prospect of you receiving. And when you look at what's going on within that, some really common things that can come up is that perhaps there are parts of you that just don't feel worthy. Maybe you don't feel worthy of receiving your dreams. And there can be parts of you that don't feel worthy of that. You could be holding on to stored trauma, pain, difficulty from your past experiences, from your childhood, your teenage years as a young woman, with relationships, growing up in your family. You can be, and this happens all the effing time, you can be holding on to and carrying and bringing with you into your current and present lifetime the energies, the pain, the trauma, the experiences from past lifetimes, from the past lives your soul has experienced, from parallel lifetimes as well. And yes, that is a thing that happens. Sometimes for some of you, it may be future lifetimes getting in the mix, which can kind of be a little bit of a mind warp. But primarily I see it for my clients, and primarily for you watching and listening to this, it will be your past lifetimes and parallel lives that can be getting in the mix and muddling things up, getting in the way, muddying the waters of your channel, your energy channel, your divine feminine, your feminine energy and self, feeling able, worthy, and comfortable and confident about the process and experience of you receiving your dreams, wishes, and desires. There can be lots of things getting in the way of that. And again, often when you look at the energetics of it, it has to do with the divine feminine, it has to do with your comfort level within you about the divine feminine being able to help you receive, in terms of you, and parts of you may not feel safe about that. There can be parts of you that don't feel worthy, and you can be holding on to and storing past and parallel pains and traumas, wounds that are getting in the way of you being able to receive. You can be holding on to things like shame, guilt, self-punishment, self-blame, soul messages that have been your takeaways from either your present lifetime experiences or other lifetimes, where one of the takeaways was that, just to give a quick example off the top of my head, that you don't deserve, that you're not worthy, you don't deserve to experience your wishes, desires, and dreams. Or maybe that it's not okay for you to experience them and receive them, because in receiving them, it would mean you would need to be able to connect with your divine feminine and your feminine energy. And for a lot of you, I'm hearing there are many of you, this will also be applying to it. Those parts can also feel very unsafe and uncertain about you connecting with your intuition, your intuitive gifts, your spiritual abilities. The process of the doorway of being able to receive, for those parts of you that are feeling uncertain, worried, and or afraid, it's like a Pandora's box for them. And it could be opening the doorway for those parts of you that are concerned, worried, and or afraid to lots of other stuff that they have buried for you, that they don't want to look at. They don't want you to have to see either. And even if, when you look at those things, and if there are any areas where you receive help, support, or healing with any of it, looking at those things will actually hugely free you. And that process will be empowering and raise your self-confidence and your ability to know that you are worthy and you do deserve all the good things. So you can begin to see a little bit of how this process can work. And if you're not already experiencing your wishes, desires, and dreams, once you begin to look at what is actually going on a core, deep truth, soul, and energetic level, you can begin to realize that there are deeper reasons going on for why you're not already experiencing your wishes and desires and dreams. That was certainly the case for me in my life and journey. And again, when I received help and support and healing for me, it paved the way for me and my feminine, that feminine energy within me, as well as the divine feminine, my trust and faith in the divine feminine, to know that it was okay for me to receive abundance, happiness, love, laughter, joy, excitement, all the good things, and of the highest vibrations too. Now looking at my notes, so I make sure I don't forget anything. There was a lot I voice dictated this morning. Now, again, there can be a lot going on an energetic soul level basis if you're not already experiencing your life desires and dreams. When it comes to the divine feminine and being able to heal the feminine within you, as well as your sexual energy from pain and trauma in relationships, all the way from childhood and infancy throughout your life, as well as things your soul has experienced in other lifetimes, it could be currently experiencing in parallel lifetimes as well. When you heal all of those things, it is not only freeing, but hugely empowering and powerful for you as well. Now, to give a quick example of all of this, and actually what prompted me to even want to voice dictate all of this and be sharing with you now in this video is, so yesterday, some of you may see in yesterday's video upload that I went swimming in this beautiful pool that is a part of my gorgeous, luxurious new home. And in the apartment building complex that I'm living in. And I'm so grateful, and it's amazing to be here. Oh my gosh, I could go on and on about that. But anyhow, so I went swimming, and I went swimming in this beautiful, it's a heated pool. I mean, it's 95 degrees. It's like a warm bath. It's amazing. Salt water. It felt incredible. And is incredible still. Well, I woke up this morning and parts of my arm right here, I was feeling it. And I know part of that is I swam quite a bit and I hadn't gone swimming in a long time. So part of that is just getting my muscles used to that type of exercise and movement. When I was stretching, so going like this, even right now, that feels really good. My arm literally popped, which was bizarre. And I've never previously experienced anything like that. And it was all this muscle right here. And it was like a pop. I heard it and I felt it. As soon as that pop happened, most of you will know what I mean with this. I felt the energy just beginning to loosen and go freer and flow throughout my arm. And it felt really effing good. So as I was sitting there with my arm like this, just letting it flow, feeling it loosen and feel so good, as I'm doing right now. I had some memories come back to me, and I was reminded of something that happened, which relates to what I was speaking about in the beginning of this video, of when I was in Mallorca, off the coast of southern Spain. And this is when I was traveling all over Europe, beginning in the UK in 2016. For those who don't know, I began traveling all over in 2016. I used to live in England for over 14 years and worked and lived there in London area. Anyway, and I had a crossroads in my life, and due to various reasons, which I'll get into in another video. But so I was at a crossroads and I started traveling in 2016. I did a lot of deep inner thinking, processing, and I realized there was a part of me that really wanted to explore, have this adventure. So I did. And it began what I didn't realize at the time it would be in 2016, but ended up to be 3+ years odyssey, almost coming up to 4+ years actually, of traveling all over the world. And so that's a longer story. But during my travels, when I was in the Europe portion of it, me being in Spain coincided with an upleveling and the further expansion for me in my own life and world of my journey. So my personal healing, empowerment, but also of the things I was being trained in, and so forth. And one of the things I was trained in during those years was the Akashic Records and Soul Record books, which for those who don't know, I'll post a link or something or a bit of an explanation to it in the comments below this video, so you can look at that. There was all this stuff coming up for me during that time. Well, the woman, the soul, who was my teacher during that time period, she lived off the coast of Mallorca. And she invited me to go and stay with her for a couple of weeks, which was a huge experience. Anyway, I can talk about that in more in detail another time. Suffice to say, cut this story short, during those 2 weeks with her, there was a time period where, because all of us as students were all around the world, mainly in Europe, but people in the US as well, with women in the US. And there was a class the teacher was giving online. And because I was there physically, I was just in a different part of the room. While she was over there, I was over here. And part of the class, what ended up happening was a psychic surgery. For those who may be interested, there are people like John of God. Oh my gosh, what's his name? Oh, there's this Wayne Dyer spoke about his experience with John of God and the healing he received. And that's an example of psychic surgery. And there's lots of other examples of what I'm talking about. Well, during that class session that evening, we all as students experienced psychic healing as well. And it was multidimensional, it was amazing. There were multidimensional, literal, like people who had been doctors and surgeons in their previous other lives who were doing the surgery for us. So it was an upgrading of the DNA strands. That was the surgery. Oh, just myself. So I was experiencing the psychic surgery, and all of a sudden, I had my eyes closed, I was sat in a chair, and all of a sudden I could feel this was starting to tense up. And I heard this woman's voice. It was not my teacher's voice. It was no one from the class. Say in my ear quite loudly, "You need to relax. You're gonna make this a lot harder on yourself if you don't." And I tried to relax, and I couldn't. And I was tensing, and if anything, I got more tense. And so I was reminded of that this morning, because ever since that psychic surgery, which I think was in like late 2016, maybe 2017, beginning of 2017, something like that. But ever since then, every so often, so it'll be like, 1 week something will come up, and then there will be a period of like 5 months with nothing. And then something else comes up. And then maybe a period of 4 to 6 weeks and nothing, and something comes up. And then another 8 months and something comes up. But off and on, ever since that psychic surgery, there have been opportunities for me to further deepen not only my understanding of what the heck happened and why I tensed up and why that happened at all. Because ever since then, there have been moments off and on over the years where literally it's just this left arm will tense up, and the rest of me will be breathing and fine. And I'll think to myself, okay, what's going on here if it's just in my left arm? And each of those opportunities give me the opportunity, each of those experiences give me the opportunity to look further and deepen my understanding of what is going on and what is this tenseness actually about. Because another quick thing for you, and this could be the topic of a whole nother video, but whenever you experience things on a physical 3D level, there's always an energetic and spiritual side going on. There's something deeper about why you're having that physical experience at all. And yes, it doesn't take away the physical experience that you're having. That's absolutely a part of it. But there's also, it's like a yin and yang. There's always a balance. There's always something deeper within also. So these physical experiences of my left arm, every time something has come up with it over the years since that psychic surgery, it's been an opportunity for me to deepen my understanding about what the heck happened, why it happened, and to release and to heal whatever is the layer and the level that each of those experiences over the years has been giving me the opportunity to do. For, again, remembering left side of the body is primarily the feminine. For each experience has been an opportunity for me to also deepen my healing for me, of and with and throughout and within the feminine energy within me. And for me, the parts that from very early childhood onward in my present life, and definitely for F loads of past lifetimes, as well as parallel lifetimes, there were parts of me and a lot of my soul's takeaway through many other lifetimes experiences, as well as things in my present lifetime, was that being me, there was something about being me, Krista, that wasn't okay. That there was something about me being a woman, starting from the time I was a very small little girl, so being female, that there was something about that wasn't okay. And that I wasn't safe within my own physical body as well as my energy. And for me, that manifested itself as I grew older in my present life, taking that my present life as the example here, with and through various medical diagnoses I received as I grew older, with and through things I received support for psychologically, emotionally, so experiences I had, things I went through. And there were parts of me that felt very unsafe about who I was as a woman in my femininity, and my female energy, my woman energy, with and through experiences in other lifetimes as well. And all of that culminated to me experiencing things in the physical. Because here's a really quick tip. Whenever your body is beginning to show you signs that something is amiss, it is also often because all other ways of getting your attention have been a no-go. You just haven't been getting it. And it's not necessarily through your own fault. Maybe it wasn't time yet for you. But when your body is yelling at you, screaming at you, trying to get your attention, it's because partly because all other avenues just haven't been working on the energetic side of it. Obviously, remembering there's always something to help you with physically as well. Okay, so I hope all of that is making sense. Okay. And so when it came to my arm, feeling that tension from swimming yesterday, I was reminded of what happened to me with the psychic surgery, and reminded of how, for me, and I see your own versions of this, your own journeys with this, for all of my clients. I literally have not had a client who she doesn't have her own version of what I've just shared with you about my experiences with the feminine and needing healing and so on, for various things I've gone through and experienced in this present life as well as other lifetimes. But also I was reminded this morning, and put in my voice notes, of this connection to share with all of you. Because if there's a part of you, any part of you that doesn't feel safe about you connecting with your divine feminine, with your feminine energy, if there's any part of you that is holding on to stored pain and traumas from things you've experienced in your present lifetime as well as any others, if there are parts of you that just don't and haven't felt safe about you receiving your dreams, about you connecting with your divine feminine and your sexual energy, your feminine energy, and with things like manifesting and abundance and love and success and all of that, the highest vibrations being able to come to you. If there are parts of you that don't feel safe about any of this for you, or that don't feel that you deserve these things or are worthy of your wishes, desires, and dreams, I encourage you, and I hope this helps, to give you this opportunity to begin thinking about, and I hope receiving for you, help and support with these things, healing, empowerment. Because you don't need to stay stuck. You don't need to stay in these places and spaces of lack, of fear, of worry, of tension, of constriction, energy within you feeling so tense and frightened. You even look at that physically, like when you're scared, what do? You hold your breath, you tense up. Your shoulders maybe go up, shake a little. That is a state of, and that is an example of a body in, for example, a trauma response. Response to fear, response to overwhelm, response to feeling unworthy, response to feeling unsafe. Whatever those words mean to you, based upon your own experiences of what you have gone through in your present life as well as any other lifetimes. So if any of those parts of you are holding on to that constriction and fear and worry and so on, it's going to be really effing hard and much more difficult for your feminine energy, that receptacle, which again, remember, part of the divine feminine's job and role, and your feminine energy within you, part of her job and role for you, that part of you's job, is to help you to be able to receive. And if it is so tensed up and being muddied with fears, worries, past pains, past traumas, it's gonna be really, unfortunately, just more difficult for you to be able to receive your dreams. Because, and here's the next bit, what brings you your dreams? What makes your dreams and your goals and your wishes, desires happen for you in real, tangible terms? The masculine within you, your masculine energy, the divine masculine. He wants, and that part of you wants, to help you receive your wishes and desires and dreams. But if you have gone through and experienced things either in your present lifetime or any other lifetimes, where part of the takeaway was that you may be hurt, you may be threatened, you may be left feeling unworthy because of experiences or things that have happened, whether or not at the hands solely of a man or a boy, or men or boys. Or if there was a part of you that just began to distrust the divine masculine energy in our world, you can also begin to see how that complicates matters. And that can make it even more difficult for you to be able to receive your wishes and desires and dreams and to feel safe about you doing so. And when you think about, I'll just say this really briefly, this part, when you think about statistically and throughout history, so for hundreds of thousands of years, millions of years, tens of thousands of years, how many women or boys or men have experienced things that leave them feeling unsafe, threatened, fearful? Again, remembering we can also be men and women in different lifetimes. So you may have also experienced pain and trauma when you were in a male body or form. When you think about all of that, you can begin to understand what a quagmire, what a mess, what a complication all of this can be for you. If you're holding on to fears and worries or storing them at within any part of you at any level, due to things that left you feeling afraid, unsafe, worried, overwhelmed, not worthy or not deserving of your own happiness, excitement, joy, abundance, all the highest vibration things, and success, including with money and financially, you can begin to see what an issue this can be. So what do you do about it? What do you do? Well, as I said, you first allow yourself to acknowledge there's something going on. Excuse me, even if you don't know exactly what is at the core and root of it yet, you know something is amiss. You know it. And chances are, because this is also a part of how human psychology works, you will have known something's amiss and going on for a effing long time before now, before you even sat down and watched and listened to this video. So you know something's amiss. So first step is acknowledging to yourself that there's something happening. Second, allow yourself to receive help and support. And again, it can be as something as simple as just taking one step and then another step and then another step and then another. You don't need to tackle the mountain in your first day. You can if you want. You can if you want, but you don't need to. And it's often that step and another one and another one and another one. Just focus on that first step in front of you. Then will come the next, then the next. It's often that way of doing things that will also, by the way, ensure and better able to help you to not be overwhelmed, to not do things like self-sabotage, and to not get in your own way of being able to fully and truly release, heal, and be freed from, so you can have empowerment from within you, whatever has been stopping you and whatever has been getting in your way in terms of pains and traumas and so on. And also, the more you will be knowing in your feminine energy, that part of you will be knowing that you and it is safe. And it is safe for you and okay for you to receive your wishes and desires and dreams. The more you can gently, one step in front of another, one step and another and another, the more you can help those parts of you that feel worried or uncertain or unsafe about you receiving, or feel like you don't deserve it for some reason, or they don't deserve it, the more you can gently help them, kind of like a child. If you think about what would you do to help a child who's feeling nervous or afraid? Well, just like a child, you would want to be gentle with them, right? You'd want to encourage them. You'd want to help them. And so like a child, you can help all of those parts of you with one step in front of another, to feel ever more safe, secure, at peace, and to know it is safe and okay for you to also receive. All right, I hope that all of this has been a help for you. Let me know if any of you have absolutely any questions at all. And I'm just going to go through my notes, make sure. Yeah, I think I covered it. I think I did. And there's a lot in here. And so I am going to definitely be sharing more about this in coming videos, live casts, things that I share online. I'm going to be doing a live, oh, my nose is itchy. A live workshop. It'll be free. Workshop or seminar, like webinar, I haven't fully decided yet. But a talk, probably a workshop. A workshop feels pretty good to me right now. So look for that soon. And actually, while I'm here, I may as well bring up my calendar so I can let you all know, so I can gauge in this. So look for that coming in the next few days. I'm feeling like maybe next week, so the 17th. Will be good for that, which will be next Wednesday, or next Tuesday, 16th or the 17th. So look for more about that, where I'll be going into more about what I've been discussing in today's video even further, and also giving you tools and techniques and tips for what can you do. Aside from seeking support for yourself, what are things that you can do even starting right now, today, to help you with all of these things? And I'll also be talking about your divine feminine's role in things such as, again, connecting with you and your intuition, connecting you with your intuition, your spiritual gifts, your abilities. Because by the way, intuitiveness and your spiritual gifts and abilities is connected to the divine feminine at all. In the first place, that's how those things are there for you at all. So if there are parts of you that feel unsafe about you connecting with your divine feminine, you can imagine how that gets affected also. So I'll be giving you more tips and tricks and techniques and tools to help you on that end, as well as explaining more about all of that. And I'll also be talking about things such as twin flames, soulmates, other lives, because if there are parts of you that feel unsafe about you being in your energy and connecting with your feminine energy and with the divine feminine, if there are parts of you that don't feel good or okay about that for whatever reason, it can also make it more difficult when it comes to these other incredible types of experiences and relationships, such as soulmates, such as a twin flame, such as past life experiences or parallel lifetime experiences. So I'll be talking more about all of that as well in the workshop. And so I hope this helps. I look forward to hearing from all of you. If you have absolutely any questions at all, please get in touch. Always feel free to let me know. I know a lot of you also send me private messages, and I'm always here to help in whatever way I can. And so much love. I'm thinking of all of you. I hope it helps to know, wherever you are, whatever's going on for you, whatever is happening, you're not alone. You're not alone in any of this. I have been where you are. There's a reason why I'm trained in everything I'm trained in, is because it helped me in my life and my journey. That's why I'm here to do this work. It's why I know I'm a healer, and I've been a healer and had the core energy healer imprint marker, or whatever you call it, for my soul, almost from the very point, like very early in my soul's lifetime of journeys. But anyhow, there's a reason for all of that. And part of it, for me being here in this world and being a healer, is because I have my own experience with these things, and I know what it's like to be on the other side. And you don't need to stay there. You don't need to stay stuck. You don't need to be afraid or feel blocked or overwhelmed or, any of those other things that just don't help you. And let's be honest, they don't feel good either, right? I know what it's like. It doesn't feel good either to be in that space and place in your life and world. And you're not meant to be. Life is here to be joyful, happy, and free. And it doesn't mean that there won't be things that might be tricky along the way, but you don't need to stay in those spaces and places. There's so much waiting for you, so much. And I hope that today's video, everything I share online, everything I'm sharing with you, everything that's coming is a help for you in any way, shape, and form. We need you. We need your gifts. You are here to do incredible, amazing things in so many different ways, so many different levels. Everyone has a life purpose. Everyone has a soul purpose. You have one, I have one. And we need you to find your happiness and your empowerment and your joy. And you deserve it too, quite frankly. All right. So I look forward to hearing from you more from here. If any of you have absolutely any questions ever, feel free to get in touch. Leave me a comment, send me a private message, whatever you like. And so much love to all of you. So much joy. And please go out and shape your world. We need you too, and you can. Mwah! So much love. Bye for now, everyone.